so pretty. Oh my goodness, it has been such a busy Friday. Good day. Today the sun is just starting to come out. It is Thursday, I don't know, I think the 25th, 26th. I'll put up the right date on the screen. Anywho, it's Thursday afternoon, the sun is just starting to come out. We've had quite a few days of rain and clouds, and I am anxious to get out. I brought my seedlings out. They're kind of embarrassing. I kind of forgot about them for a day under the lights inside. Some of them burned. But the amaranth, I don't know if you can see, amaranth is holding pretty steady. I still have some lemon balm. I still have some delphiniums and some pretty things that I'll be able to plant in the garden when it's time. But I am starting the process of hardening them off. Along with, I still have a few sweet peas that I need to figure out where I'm going to plant them. I also didn't get a chance yet to plant the fun little plants I picked up on, I think it was last Wednesday's vlog, but I hope to do that either this afternoon or tomorrow, so you'll see that. If you didn't see my video this Wednesday, I put up a video all about my tulips and the first harvest, which was a really fun video to make, really pretty video. And I just love, I've had so many friends and family members and neighbors come up and reach out and want to get some tulips from me. I think my goal is to have my stand out every Friday afternoon, Saturday, depending on what I have. So yeah, I'll be getting the stand out and ready this Friday afternoon, this Saturday. I'll have a bunch of tulips. I have a friend who's coming by this Saturday, Christina. Hi Christina, if you're watching. She wants to take some photos and do a whole video on her channel. It's at Christina Creatives on YouTube. So I'm sure that will be coming out soon. So it's a busy couple of days coming up. And to top it all off, I don't know why, but I really want to do some sort of a floral installment around the greenhouse and utilize what I have in my own garden. So I still have some pine trees or pine branches that I want to do something with and just forage around and make different arrangements on the greenhouse, because why not? I'm all about wanting to romanticize or beautify your space, no matter how big or how small. This is just going to be a fun video behind the scenes of doing some planting, hopefully doing some creative stuff. Without further ado, before I jump into doing some planting and fun creative things, I want to turn my camera around and show you what the tulips are looking like at this moment while we have the sun coming out. There we go. Look how pretty. All of these white tulips. And my raised beds. And believe it or not, I've actually harvested quite a few bouquets out of both of these beds. I think we're at, gosh, roughly 8 bouquets each from each of these beds, and each bouquet was around 6 tulips. But they still look so full, and I'm trying to pick them as they are ready. We've had a little bit of rain the last few days, so some of them are a little bit past their prime because I didn't get a chance to pick them. Like this one, I wouldn't put out in a bouquet because it wouldn't last as long as, say, like that one. That one would last a little bit longer. This one's almost ready. And like those little white ones. how pretty. So back here are some of the leftover pine branches that I'm hoping to see if we can utilize those. Because I think that would just be so fun instead of just having those go to the compost or compost center. I'd like to try to utilize these as best I can. So we're gonna see what we can do with these branches. So I've just brought over this giant pine branch. I need to clean it up, but I'm gonna see if there's a way that maybe I can do some sort of a pretty arch and then figure out another way to dress it up. This is all a learning experience. I don't know what I'm doing. I see something in my head, so we're gonna see what we can create with this. I just finished installing the makeshift pine tree arbor, and my little brown-eyed Susan is ready to go out and plant. So hopefully I can get this to climb up over the greenhouse. I just think that will be so pretty, having that little brown-eyed Susan vine. Or black-eyed. Black-eyed Susan? Anyway, the root system looks so good too. So I think that will be so fun. do both. Because of these loofah, gourds, sweet peas, roses. The roots are just so good on these. These are perfect for planting out. So I think what I'll do, I just planted the first brown-eyed Susan and then vine, and then I'm gonna plant the second one. I should check if it's brown-eyed or black-eyed Susan vine, but it's pretty much this beautiful yellowish orange flower climbing vine. I think that would just look so pretty climbing up over the greenhouse. It is just starting to rain, and I am still pulling some pine tree branches to create my little archways. I figured if I can do this instead of going out and buying the typical cattle fencing and doing a makeshift arbor that way, if I can do something out of natural elements and out of my own garden, that would be pretty cool. And then the branch is finished on the greenhouse, and I finished planting the 2 little black-eyed Susan vines, abating the branch. So hopefully those will climb, and they can grow 8 feet, which would be perfect. Because I think the fence 6 feet, so hopefully they would just overtake this branch, and I'll just tie them onto the branch if I need to. So yes, I'm just pulling these pine tree branches, cleaning them up as I go, so just trimming off these extra branches, and I will be tying them off and figuring out a way to add additional branches for support to grow the vines. I'm going to try to grow a sponge, the loofah vine, and then also some gourds. So I'm going to hopefully have a few makeshift archways here in a short while, meaning a few days, because I don't know if you can see that. That is all rain coming our way here right now. my goodness, it has been such a busy Friday with Christina coming up, and she just was documenting some photos of, she was just documenting me harvesting some tulips. We spent a little time together. So I was busy harvesting. I had so many tulips get ready at once. I think I had close to 70 tulips that I harvested today, got ready in some bundles, and then put out for the flower stand. And then this afternoon, I have been just trying to keep an eye on Abby. And then I was busy finally planting all of the recent plants that I picked up at a local greenhouse and just moving some things around, so I'll show you in a second. I'm really happy with how it's looking. I will slowly chip away at the rest of the bed, but I have some seedlings that now I'll have a space to put more in, as well a space for any overflow of dahlias that I can't fit in my raised beds once the tulips are done. I have probably close to 12 dahlias that I'm starting inside, or pre-sprouting inside, that I'll be bringing out here soon in a few weeks. So once those tulips start to die back, or scratch that, once I start to harvest all of those tulips and make room in the beds, I'll be able to put my pre-sprouted dahlias in there. But for today, I feel pretty accomplished this week with everything we got done for the flower stand, getting bouquets out. I've had a really good response from friends, family, and neighbors. And then also getting to planting what's in my backyard. My goal for this year and probably the next few years is to work on the backyard space. Anywho, it's been a very busy week, and I'm hoping I'll be able to have just as much progress next week, depending on how much rain we get. I hope you're having a fantastic day already. I hope your weekend is spectacular. Before I go, just so I remember, let me turn this around so you can see just what I finished. Oh my goodness. So the heuchera, I moved forward. They were just getting overcrowded by the bleeding heart that is just loving its life where it's at. So I moved those up. I had a creeping phlox which survived being transplanted back here. I thought it had died, but I was able to, I actually divided it into 3. So 1, 2, and then 3. And I planted the foxglove you'll see, along with the alliums, the nepeta, we have the lilies, we have the iris. So I think that this just will look so pretty. Oh, and then the gizmo lilies out back, which are pretty fragrant. Let me step back so you can see. Oh, and then the peony, of course. So I think that this will just be so pretty back here. And I am going to continue working on the back. You'll see I put a extension cord down to kind of roughly map out my line. So we made progress, y'all. We made progress. That's a win for me. Anywho, that's it. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Abby's telling me it's time to go in. Right, Abs? Okay. All right, go ahead.